We all knew that Joe Biden was incapable of running the White House from day one. I mean, I didn't think he would last 6 months. And now I know that I'm right. He didn't even last 3 months. It was just never put out there in the public. So Biden's staff has been running the White House. I'm of the persuasion that since Biden has not run the White House, since his staff has been running the White House, what we found out since at least April of 2021, shouldn't every executive order signed by this man be put under scrutiny? Every piece of legislation be put under scrutiny? I don't understand why there can't be. I know it would be a precedent, a court case brought, since there are now reports and people that are snitching that, Joe Biden was never there for his entire presidency. And I mean mentally there. He's checked out now. Now, he made some comments or remarks in regards to, and he should have, as the sitting president, quote unquote. You guys see the air quotes there? All right, so as the sitting president, about President Jimmy Carter. I'm not a fan of President Jimmy Carter. I've never been a fan of President Jimmy Carter, at least when it comes to the political arena. And sometimes you guys have probably seen when he's said things that I didn't like about my political guy. I'm sure you can go back in the past. You can look at my X account, Twitter, Facebook, whatever it may be, and say, see, Carl, you're a meanie or this and that. No, when it comes to politics, I believe it is a blood sport. And I'm a fighter when it comes to the issue of politics. But PragerU has a fascinating video. I have not yet put it out on my social media. I will, because I encourage every single one of you to watch it. I must admit that it gave me more respect for Jimmy Carter than I had. I'd known some of the history and the bits and pieces of the policies that made Jimmy Carter a bad president, but from all accounts, he was a good man. From all accounts, he was a decent man. From all accounts, he was everything that Joe Biden is not. He was honest. He had the right frame of mind, right, obviously, when he was in office, and that should be a no-brainer, no pun intended, when you're in office. He was an honest guy, a decent guy. He was smart. He was a hard worker. None of these attributes are attributes that Joe Biden holds or has ever held. Joe Biden has always been a grifter. Joe Biden has always, more than likely, at least in my opinion, been corrupt. I don't think what he's done or what he did as a senator and as a vice president, stealing classified documents and using his crackhead son to enrich his family, I've got a feeling that started a long time ago. That is just my opinion. But at least with Jimmy Carter, this is a man that managed to bring about peace between Israel and Egypt for the most part. That is sustained ever since then. He also deregulated the airline industry and made it affordable for people like you and I, those of us that still work with our hands, those of us that may be blue collar or middle class, to be able to fly so that rich people weren't the only ones to fly. So we can talk about his policies as president, the way the PragerU video frames it, and obviously it's accurate, is just listen, the guy tried to take on too much, and he wasn't equipped. This was a guy that accomplished many things in his personal life. A very smart guy, Naval Academy, nuclear submarine, smart as a whip. His dad was a racist. He rejected racism. I mean, that in and of itself, in my opinion, especially growing up in the South, took some bravado back then. So all accounts, a decent man that as president just had bad policies. And honestly, after watching this, and by the way, let me not fail to mention, he gave up his naval career to take on his dad's peanut farm when his dad passed away suddenly. So by all accounts, a great man. Unfortunately, bad policies as president. But I will say this, good man, honest man, smart man. He was everything as a man that Joe Biden is not or ever will be.